The question on everybody's mind since we started Invincible Season 3 is whether or not Cecil's actions are right. When we first embarked on this journey, I'm sure everybody was weary of Cecil. He always felt like a villain, and I think we can all agree that he's very much a government-like figure, so his character annoys us in a very different way. This gets exacerbated in the show because he rules over superheroes, so it is hard seeing people who are basically amped up humans be treated as weapons. And he goes even harder at heroes because they are extremely entitled divas. Not only does he have to worry about his own heroes such as the Guardians, but basically an evil Superman who has constantly lied about what he came on Earth to do. From the moment Nolan and Cecil met, he has been preparing for ways to stop him in case his worst nightmare became true. And after 20 years of road bumps, things started to go very left once Nolan decided to kill the Guardians, showing that he was ready to move forward with the goals of Viltrum, and there is basically nothing Cecil could do to stop him. From that moment on, he knew he could not fuck up with Mark, and he had to have a contingency plan in case Mark decided to follow after his father. By implanting a device in his ear that sent him into a shock, and boy, we have never seen him in such agonizing pain like this. He literally couldn't overcome this, and for the first time, Cecil really had Mark in his pocket. But because he didn't want to kill Mark or permanently injure him, he turned off the kill switch and let him go. And now there's a big divide in the Invincible community as to whether or not Cecil is right. Look man, I'm not here to choose sides, but I can see why people are split on both of them. First, let's talk about why Mark feels away. Darkwing and D.A. Sinclair have been absolute monsters in his life, and they have caused him so much hurt and pain that forgiving them cannot be an option. And we know that Mark is very different from his father because he is more compassionate and understanding, but then again, he is a man of justice. Nolan is very much dark and has that Viltrum God complex mentality to him that was toned down with the help of Debbie. She got him to soften up just a little, but overall, the long years of Viltrum training and enforced ideologies would not let him run away from his supreme purpose. When Mark left his earthly duties and went to go see his father, I don't think he realized that Cecil had to think of new ways to keep him in check. Mark has always had to prove his loyalty to Cecil because of his father's sins, and I thought Anissa coming to Earth and giving him the smacking of a lifetime would make Cecil trust him more, but in reality, it just made him more terrified of Mark. Okay, maybe not necessarily terrified of Mark per se, but of the Viltrumites in total. He does not see Mark as a threat currently, but he knows that at the blink of an eye, he could potentially have another Nolan situation, so his paranoia is on 10. Cecil operates on the idea that he has to do everything in his power to protect the Earth. So putting a kill switch in his greatest asset is not far-fetched because he needs to be in control in order for things to run smoothly. In his backstory, we saw that he was sent to jail after his crimes, but seeing the way he was able to tame the monsters in jail, being a regular guy, means he's just built differently. It's not for people to like his methods because if they did, the world would have ended a long time ago. Plus, I wondered, even though Rudy took out the weapon in his ear, I'm sure Cecil has other methods ready to go at his will. His contingencies has constantly saved the world, so if we look at things in totality, I won't say he's right, but his actions are definitely justified.